One of the sneakiest habits ruining your sleep, especially after 60, is drinking too much water, or any fluid for that matter, in the evening hours leading up to bedtime. Now, don't get me wrong, hydration is absolutely crucial for your overall health, for your energy, for your organ function, for everything. Our bodies depend on adequate water intake throughout the day. But the timing of that hydration becomes particularly important as we age. Chugging a large glass or two of water right before you turn in for the night, that's precisely where things can go wrong, setting you up for a night of interrupted, fragmented sleep. Many seniors find themselves unpleasantly awakened at 2 or 3 in the morning, sometimes even multiple times, by the urgent need to use the bathroom. This condition, known as nocturia, is more than just an inconvenience. It's a significant sleep stealer. Once you're up, even if it's just for a few minutes, your body often has to reset the entire sleep cycle all over again. You might think you can just hop back into bed and fall right back to sleep, but physiologically, it's not that simple. Each interruption means you're spending less time in the deeper, more restorative stages of sleep. The stages where your body does its most important repair work, consolidates memories and recharges your energy reserves. You get less deep sleep, less REM sleep, which is vital for cognitive function and emotional regulation, and the inevitable consequence is more daytime fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. It's a vicious cycle that can leave you feeling perpetually tired, even if you think you're spending enough hours in bed. A much better way to handle your hydration is to front-load it. Focus on getting most of your fluid intake in during the morning and afternoon, well before dinner. If you find yourself thirsty after your evening meal, try to just sip water slowly instead of guzzling it down. As a general guideline, aim to stop drinking significant amounts of fluids about an hour and a half to 2 hours before your intended bedtime. And if you're taking medications at night that require water, try to use the absolute bare minimum necessary to swallow your pills. It's such a small, simple shift in your daily routine, but consciously managing your evening fluid intake can make a truly huge difference in how deeply you sleep and consequently how rested, alert, and energetic you feel the next day. Now let's talk about something that's become almost second nature for most of us, regardless of age. Watching television, scrolling through our smartphones, or using a tablet right before we try to go to sleep. It seems like a harmless way to unwind, doesn't it? A little entertainment to cap off the day, perhaps a quick look at the news headlines or a comforting check-in on family and friends via social media. But those glowing screens, your TV, your tablet, your phone, even some e-readers, they all emit something called blue light. And this specific wavelength of light is notorious for tricking your brain into thinking it's still daytime, even when it's late at night, and your body should be preparing for rest. It's like telling your internal clock that the sun is still shining brightly. When your brain's photoreceptors detect that blue light, it sends a powerful signal to suppress the production of melatonin. Melatonin is your body's natural sleep hormone. It's what signals to every cell in your system that it's time to power down and prepare for sleep. Without an adequate surge of melatonin, your body simply can't fully relax and transition into a restful state. Even if you feel physically tired from your day's activities, you might eventually fall asleep, but it'll likely take you much longer to drift off. And the sleep you do manage to get often won't be as deep or restorative, leaving you feeling unrefreshed in the morning. It's a silent saboteur of your sleep quality. What's worse, the kind of content we often consume on these screens before bed can rev up our brains even more, compounding the problem. Catching up on stressful news headlines, getting drawn into social media debates, or even watching a suspenseful movie or an action-packed show can leave your mind racing, full of adrenaline and cortisol at the very moment it should be winding down and seeking tranquility. So here's a powerful strategy you can implement tonight. Set a digital sunset. Designate a time, ideally 30 to 60 minutes, or even better, 90 minutes before bed, where you completely unplug. Power off the TV, put the phone on silent and out of reach, and switch to activities that tell your brain, hey, it's time to relax and prepare for sleep. This could be reading a physical book under soft, warm lighting, doing some gentle stretching or yoga, meditating, or even just sitting quietly with your thoughts or listening to calming instrumental music or nature sounds. Think of your evening routine like a gentle landing at the end of a long flight. You wouldn't try to land a plane at full speed. Don't crash into bed straight from a state of high mental stimulation. Let your mind coast into calmness. One of the biggest yet often misunderstood sleep disruptors, especially for folks over 60, is the habit of napping too long or too late in the day. Now, let me be clear, naps themselves aren't inherently bad. In fact, when timed correctly and kept to an appropriate length, a short power nap can actually be quite beneficial, helping to boost your alertness, improve your mood, and sharpen your cognitive function for a few hours. But here's the critical catch. When those daytime naps stretch out past about 20 to 30 minutes, or when they happen too late in the afternoon, particularly after 3 or 4 p.m., they start to seriously interfere with your internal biological clock, also known as your circadian rhythm. This makes it significantly harder to fall asleep at your regular bedtime and can paradoxically leave you feeling more tired and out of sorts instead of refreshed. Think of your body's natural sleep-wake cycle like a carefully orchestrated rhythm building up sleep pressure throughout the day. When you take a long or late nap, it's like hitting a reset button on that sleep pressure just a few hours before you actually want to go to bed for the night. Suddenly your body doesn't feel tired anymore when it's time to sleep. You might find yourself tossing and turning for hours, feeling frustrated and wide awake. Then, because you didn't get enough restorative sleep during the night, you wake up groggy and fatigued the next morning, making you more likely to want another nap the following day. This creates a frustrating and unhealthy cycle that, over time, can completely throw your whole sleep pattern off track, leading to chronic sleep deprivation. So, what's a better approach to napping if you're feeling that midday slump? If you feel like you genuinely need a nap, try to keep it short and sweet, ideally under 30 minutes. This allows you to get some light rest without falling into the deeper stages of sleep, which can cause that groggy feeling known as sleep inertia upon waking. And critically, try to take your nap earlier in the day, ideally before 3 p.m. This timing ensures that your body still has ample opportunity to build up enough natural tiredness by your regular bedtime. Set an alarm if you need to so you don't oversleep, and consider napping in a comfortable chair or on the couch rather than in your bed to mentally separate daytime rest from nighttime sleep. It may take a little bit of adjustment and discipline, but many seniors find that trimming down their nap habits or timing them more strategically leads to significantly better sleep at night and, as a result, more sustained energy throughout the entire day. Now, there's another common habit that's incredibly easy to overlook, but plays a surprisingly huge role in the quality of your sleep, and that's eating the wrong kinds of foods too close to your bedtime. Maybe you've had a long, tiring day, and that bowl of rich ice cream, those salty chips, or that leftover piece of cake sounds like a comforting and well-deserved treat before you turn in. Or perhaps dinner was unusually early, and now, hours later, you're feeling a little peckish again. It's a natural inclination, but depending on precisely what you eat and, crucially, when you eat it, that late-night snack could be actively sabotaging your chances of a restful night's sleep, keeping your digestive system working overtime when it should be resting. Foods that are high in refined sugar, loaded with spice, or heavy in unhealthy fats can trigger a cascade of issues that are counterproductive to sleep. These can include uncomfortable indigestion, painful heartburn, or acid reflux, especially when you lie down, or sudden blood sugar spikes followed by crashes, all of which can keep your body in a state of alertness and discomfort instead of allowing it to relax and wind down. You might not even consciously realize that your late-night food choices are the culprit. You just feel inexplicably restless in bed, Or perhaps your heart feels like it's racing a little faster than usual. Or you find yourself waking up multiple times throughout the night without knowing exactly why. The truth is, your body is still hard at work, digesting complex foods, regulating fluctuating blood sugar levels, and generally staying on high alert at the very time it should be shutting down for essential rest and repair. The solution here involves mindful eating in the evening. Try to finish your last substantial meal of the day at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. This gives your digestive system ample time to do its job. And if you really do feel you need a little something to tide you over before you sleep, opt for light, easily digestible, sleep-friendly snacks. Think about a small banana, which contains magnesium and potassium that can help relax muscles, a handful of almonds, which are a good source of melatonin and magnesium, or perhaps a small piece of whole grain toast. These kinds of snacks can actually support melatonin production and help keep your blood sugar stable without overloading your system. Also, be vigilant about avoiding caffeine in the late afternoon and evening. Remember, caffeine lurks in more than just coffee. It's present in many teas, black, green, chocolate, some sodas, and even certain pain relievers. Being mindful of what and when you eat is a powerful way to help your body wind down naturally. That means you'll likely fall asleep faster, experience more deep and uninterrupted sleep, and wake up feeling less foggy and more genuinely refreshed. It's not about being overly restrictive or giving up everything you enjoy. It's simply about making smarter choices that support your rest instead of actively working against it. One of the most fundamental yet frequently ignored habits for healthy sleep, especially as we navigate our later years, is maintaining a consistent sleep schedule and a dedicated bedtime routine. It might sound overly simplistic, but going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends or days when your schedule is lighter, is incredibly powerful. Our bodies thrive on rhythm and predictability. When you have irregular bedtimes and wake-up times, you're essentially confusing your body's internal clock, the circadian rhythm that governs your sleep-wake cycle. This inconsistency can make it much harder to fall asleep when you want to, and can lead to that groggy, unrested feeling when your alarm goes off, almost like a mild form of jet lag without ever leaving your home. Beyond just the timing, the actions you take leading up to bedtime, your bedtime routine, are equally crucial. This isn't just about when you get into bed, but how you prepare your mind and body for rest. Think of it as a gentle transition period, a buffer zone between the activities and potential stresses of your day and the peaceful state required for sleep. Engaging in a consistent set of calming activities for 30 to 60 minutes before bed signals to your brain that sleep is approaching. This could include taking a warm bath or shower, as the subsequent drop in body temperature can promote sleepiness, or perhaps reading a physical book, not on a screen, practicing some light stretching or mindfulness meditation, journaling, or listening to soothing, calm music or a relaxing podcast. The key is to choose activities that you find genuinely relaxing and to do them consistently every night. Emphasizing consistency here is paramount, while an occasional late night or sleeping in an extra hour on a Saturday morning might not completely derail you. Making wild swings in your sleep schedule a regular occurrence will absolutely undermine your efforts to achieve quality rest. Try to stick to your established bedtime and wake-up time within about an hour, even on your days off. This dedicated habit builds a strong and reliable sleep foundation, leading to more predictable, deeper, and ultimately more refreshing sleep. And the benefits extend far beyond just feeling less tired. Consistent quality sleep is intrinsically linked to better mood, sharper cognitive function, a stronger immune system, and overall enhanced health and well-being, allowing you to truly make the most of your days. So, there you have it, 5 common bedtime habits that might be silently sabotaging your sleep and, by extension, your health, especially after the age of 60. We've talked about managing your evening fluids, powering down those stimulating screens, being smart about napping, watching what and when you eat before bed, and the incredible power of a consistent sleep schedule and routine. It might seem like a lot to consider, but the wonderful truth is that even small incremental changes in these areas can lead to truly significant improvements in the quality of your sleep and your overall vitality. And please remember, it is never ever too late to unlearn old habits and cultivate new, healthier ones that serve you better. I encourage you not to feel overwhelmed, but rather empowered. You don't have to tackle all of these changes at once. Perhaps pick just one or two habits from our discussion today that resonated most with you. Something that feels manageable to start with this very week, even tonight. Think of this as an exciting journey towards reclaiming your rest, boosting your energy levels, sharpening your mind, and truly enhancing your enjoyment of these precious golden years. Good sleep has a profound ripple effect, positively impacting your mood, your cognitive function, your immune response, and even your ability to manage other health conditions. It's a cornerstone of a vibrant life. The power to transform your nights and consequently your days is genuinely in your hands. You have the knowledge, and now, hopefully, the motivation. So make that commitment to yourself. Start tonight. Your body, your mind, and your spirit will thank you for it, rewarding you with the kind of restorative sleep you deserve. I'm Dr. Oz, and on behalf of Jason, I want to thank you for joining us. Until next time, sleep well, stay healthy, and live fully.